Peter Pan, the Disney classic that many people grew up with. It taught children that fairies are real, you can stay a kid forever, and that flying is as easy as believing. But is there more to it? Is Peter Pan really as easy and simple as believing? Or did Walt overlook a very important part of what Peter Pan is and what his character brought to the literary world? Published in 1904 and again in 1911, Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie is more than a fairy tale. It is about a boy who blindly believes in his friends, only to be abandoned by them after giving them his heart and soul. This review will discuss the book's literary impact to the world and its striking similarities to Chinua Achebe's classic Things Fall Apart. The title character, Peter Pan, ran away from his parents the day he was born because he overheard them talking about his future and how successful he would be as an adult. When he found his way to Neverland, a magical place where he and his band of lost boys, babies that have fallen out of their cradles and transported to Neverland, live and have adventure after adventure and never grow up. One day, while flying over London with his fairy sidekick Tinkerbell, he loses his shadow. When he finally finds it, he is caught breaking into the house of Wendy Darling. Wendy befriends Peter when she sews her shadow back on for him. In return, Peter, with the help of Tinkerbell's fairy dress, teaches Wendy and her two brothers, Michael and John, how to fly. He then takes the three of them to Neverland, where Wendy becomes the mother and caretaker for Peter and the boys. Wendy quickly learns that the island is not paradise and is in constant turmoil. Peter and his band of lost boys are constantly fighting with the pirates led by the evil Captain Hook. Most of the time they are fighting over Wendy and her brothers. Meanwhile, Wendy realizes that staying a kid forever is not perfect and starts planning to return home, unbeknownst to Peter. J.M. Barrie was a Scottish actor, director, and author born in Kilmore, Scotland on May 9, 1860. At a young age, he found a love for theatre and graduated from Jurfy's Academy and then got a master's degree in English literature from Edinburgh University in 1882. From there, he became an editor and a writer for the Nottingham Journal, and in 1887, he published his first novel, Better Dead. In the early 1890s, he started directing plays. While he would direct the plays, he would also write them as books. That is how he found his idea for Peter Pan and his other novels. From there, his books and plays gained more fame and support from his building fan base of children around the world. Peter Pan is one of the most popular children's books and stories of all time. It is so popular that it's been made into a Disney movie in 1959 and again in 2003. Aside from that, it has also been inspiring children for over 100 years. The simple idea that you can accomplish anything just by believing is an ideal thought and very easy to give into. The book has also been a big step in the fantasy and magical realism genres of writing. The book is taken from the play Peter Pan and Wendy, that has been a huge favorite on the London stage and has since evolved into a worldwide favorite as well. While the Peter Pan movie is considered for children, the book is not the case. It deals with many motifs, including the roles of men, women, and children in society. These motifs are the same in the book Things Fall Apart. The book Things Fall Apart is based in pre-imperialized Lower Nigeria, where the main character Okonkwo has to deal with his view of society and how the society views him. After being exiled from his village, he returns to find that the white man has come and converted many of the villagers into white ways of life. The characters in Peter Pan, rather, are more vile and harsher than in the movies. This becomes apparent within the first few pages when Wendy and John pretend to be the parents and give birth to themselves. Tinkerbell is shown as the rude, overprotective, and blunt female figure in Peter Pan's life. She has a shocking resemblance to the character Okonkwo in Things Fall Apart, due mainly to the fact that she thinks the intruders, aka Wendy, are destroying her way of life, and she does not want that one bit. This is obvious when she calls Peter an ass for teaching Wendy how to fly, and that while they are flying, she makes Wendy fall from the sky only to be barely saved by Peter. She also tricks the Lost Boys into shooting Wendy, nearly killing her. Peter can be easily compared with the eagle converts of the tribe in Things Fall Apart. He will gradually and openly accept change. Just like the converts, he is eager to find out new ways of life and adventures. Wendy is not Peter's equal, but more his slave. She has become the stereotypical mother, having to clean, prepare meals, and take care of the boys, all at the ripe age of 12. She, like a conqueror, follows the hero journey, leaving her home behind and going to Neverland. She is tried by the troubles of growing up in a world where she will never will. Often she cannot stand how rude Peter is, but he intrigues her. Wendy has other striking similarities to her conqueror in that she is constantly changing her moral levels and her thoughts throughout the book. The book has an overall sense of amazing magical realism, from the miracle of people flying to mermaids to losing your own shadow. I found in the book that J.M. Barrie oftentimes would talk to his reader in the middle of the chapters. He would often ask them what should happen to Peter and the Lost Boys, but then do whatever he wanted. At first this caught me off guard, but after a while it had a sense of humor to it, and it made it seem that Peter Pan was being told to me and not me reading the book. This also made the book a very easy read. But with that being said, oftentimes the plot is so jammed with crazy and wild side stories that you had to reread to fully understand the book. Personally, I really liked the book. Aside from the many side stories, the plot is straightforward. The Boy Who Never Grew Up will never leave its place as a British classic and will continue to give joy to children for years to come.